major adjustment for major blessings. It's funny to me. Somebody gonna get it in a minute. History says that we pass around unfruitful understandings of things like, I'm gonna tell you what those unfruitful understandings are. God knows my heart. People say it all the time. Somebody asks you something about God. Oh, he knows my heart. Do you actually know what you're saying? If you think about it, if God knows your heart, he sees you lying. Quit playing with me. Okay, well, I'm gonna leave that alone. God knows my heart is an excuse to not attend church, not to talk about God, not to be around the people of God. When we listen to lies and adapt our lives around that and get no attention from God, we start to question God. What does that mean, bro, preacher? Well, for years people have said you don't have to go to the house of God to have church. People have said that. Now, we've learned. We've been doing a whole lot of learning. The church is us. And sometimes God will start a ministry in a home, storefront, garage, doesn't matter. But you still come together because the Bible says, forget not to assemble yourselves together. What would be the purpose behind that? Because where one can put 1,000 to flight, two can put 10,000. So don't ever knock the fact that you need to come together with the people of God, because sometime you might have present within you somebody by the name of Legion, where you by yourself can't put him out, because he's more than 1,000. He's 2,000. So if he's 2,000, and the Bible tells you the formula to get rid of the trouble you are going through is to get with another person of, I don't know what you're waiting on. Anyway, listen, I'm sorry. Let's go to Jeremiah 7:1-11. The word that came to Jeremiah from the Lord, saying, stand in the gate of the Lord's house and proclaim there this word, and say, hear the word of the Lord, all ye of Judah, that enter in at these gates to worship the Lord. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, amend your ways and your doings, and I will cause you to dwell in this place. Trust ye not in the lying words, saying, the temple of the Lord, the temple of the Lord, the temple of the Lord are these. For if ye thoroughly amend your ways and your doings, if ye thoroughly execute judgment between a man and his neighbor, if ye oppress not the stranger, the fatherless, and the widow, and shed not innocent blood in this place, neither walk after other gods to your hurt, then when is that going to happen? Stages. The first stage. All right, so I'll break it down in a minute. Then will I cause you to dwell in this place, in the land that I gave to your fathers forever and ever. Behold, ye trust in lying words that cannot profit. Will ye steal, murder, and commit adultery, and swear falsely, and burn incense unto Baal, and walk after other gods whom ye know not, and come and stand before me in this house, which is called by my name, and say, we are delivered to do all these abominations? Is this house, which is called by my name, become a den of robbers in your eyes? Behold, even I have seen it, saith the Lord. All right. The prophet Jeremiah is talking to the children of Israel. Get some act right if you want to live right. I'm just saying. More major adjustments for major blessings. In order for us to get to the place that God has predestined with our fathers and our fathers' fathers, understand God did history. God said, I will allow you to dwell in this land if you make some major adjustments. This land is the land I promised to your fathers. Okay, So have you not seen it? I heard a man of God talking, and he spoke about Eden being an environment. A place where the Spirit of God moves freely. Eden is that place that happens when you have a relationship with God. He allows you to abide in Eden because that's where his presence is. So that means, see, let me give you the concept of the environment. Eden literally means you have no lack, you have no need for nothing. All of what you need is available to you. Go back to the beginning, you'll see when God deposited Adam in the Garden of Eden, he had no need for nothing. Everything Adam needed was in the garden. If he needed antiseptic, it was in the garden. If he needed Pepto-Bismol, it was in the garden. If he needed a topical agent to soothe a cut or a scrape, it was in the garden. If he needed anything, healing, peace of mind, currency, whatever it might have been, it was in the garden. God says, in order to get that environment back, you have to be in line with me. First part of that definition is make changes in. Change. To be more accurate, more up to date, revise, alter, adjust, modify, adapt. All of these words are contributors to the word amend. God says to amend your ways and your doing. But in order for you to get to that place, he said you got to amend your ways and your doing. He said don't trust in lying words. You got to revise that. You got to adjust that. The way you think, the way you look, your eye gait, the way you talk. If you don't believe that we all have work to do, this is not a one and done. There's reasons why the scriptures say men should always pray and not faint. Why? Because you're always doing something. Yes. You're always offending God. That's why he told the man of God, stand before they can come in here and contaminate themselves. Yeah. You ain't gonna contaminate God, but you gonna contaminate yourself. Listen, I promise you this. You come in the house of God any old kind of way, continuously, without growth, without change, without amending, you're gonna find yourself facing an angry God. Why you keep coming to my house like that? I didn't write this.
That's right.
God told the man of God, stand at the door and tell him, why are you coming to my house without change? You've been listening to the word of God this many years and there's no
change. Come on now.
Notice, the one who's preaching is the one he told to stand at the door. So then that told me one important factor. He was preaching the word. Yeah. So if you wasn't making adjustments, what was you doing? Oh, I go to church everything. Okay, what does that do for you? How much has that improved your life? When you call upon God, do you have any idea if he heard you? You know, I have folk who tell me I don't think God hears me. I don't want to open up the can of worms, but sometimes I do. Why do you think that? Are you? And listen, I don't play. I'll ask you straightforward. Why do you think that way? Do you have sin that's in the way? Do you have sin that blocks God's ears? Hey, why? I don't see. Now you're lying to yourself because you ain't lying to me. We all have sinned and come short of the glory of God, but without the amending of your ways, without the amending of your doings, how you conduct business, you're sitting there wondering why your home business won't take off. It could be the way you're conducting it. If it's not within honesty, truth, and integrity, what's going to come of it? Some of the greatest salespeople in the world have a relationship with God and can't explain how it is they walk into a failing business and that business purchased something from them and now is no longer failing but doing well because they took the Lord with them. The favor of God rested upon them. I tell you that because a lot of people like to live their lives on the annuity of others. That annuity is running out.
Yes.
If you don't know God for yourself,
Come on.
I tell you because I had to get to know him for myself. My father was a preacher. Been in church all my life. His walk wasn't mine. Couldn't be. We're not the same person. I might look like him, a little bigger, but I might look like him. But we still can't be the same person. So then I had to adapt. I had to amend my ways and get a relationship with God. Now, it is a constant working of that amendment.
Yes.
Amendments in the Constitution can be changed. They have to go through Congress. They have to go through all these things to become a new amendment, but they can change. This beautiful thing about God is this. He says, amend your ways. It is a constant working. You don't have to go through Congress to do it. You just got to go to God. He said we come into the house of God with false pretense. And he wants us to totally adjust, modify your atmosphere for what you want from God. Listen. How many folk, raise your hand, want a blessing from the Lord? If you don't, you keep it down. I'm good with that. All right. I see folk with two hands. Yeah, I love that. Let me tell you why I love that. See, in order to get a blessing from the Lord, you must modify the atmosphere you live in to be receptive of God's presence. His blessings doesn't come just by itself. They come on, listen, the carriage of the Word of God.
Yes.
The Word of God carries it.
Wow.
So then how are you supposed to receive blessings from God if you don't even know that the carriage is the Word of God?
Wow.
If you don't get in the Word, the reason why the Bible says, study to show thyself approved, a disciple rightly dividing the word of truth, that you need not be ashamed. When you ain't got nothing, you're ashamed of that. Somebody tell me you're not.
That's right.
I feel a little despondent in my spirit when I can't do for my baby like I want to. When I can't, I'm ashamed. But if I get in the Word, everything I need, God's got it.
Yes.
Every way that I need to be made, God's got it. Every door that I need to open, God's got it. Every stability of mind that I have to have in order to exist in this life, God's got it. If I get in the Word, if I amend my ways and my doings, they go hand in hand. So if you want major blessings, you got to have major adjustments. We commit lies, murder, adultery. Somebody jump up real fast. I ain't committed adultery. Listen, let's open this door right quick. Adultery is when you have one mate and you prefer or you go to another at the same time you have the one. Everybody with me? Anybody disagree with that? That's just a very simple way of putting adultery. Okay? You call yourself a Christian, but you'll go buy a lottery ticket. That's taking two partners. That's how adultery happens. It's by choice. It's not a necessity. It's by choice. You don't have to have the other partner. You choose to go see if the grass is green on the other side. When we swear, I swear. So some people sometimes make an oath to God. Lord, I swear, God, if you deliver me out of this,
Yes, Lord.
I'm going to come to your house. I'm going to give to you this. God gives you the opportunity to amend your ways and your doings. And you agree and say, okay, God, it's a promise, it's an oath, and you're bound by a verbal contract, but it's spiritual. It's a spiritual contract with God. You need to honor your side if you want God to honor his. Now, God is not a man that he should lie. God says, I reign on the just as well as the unjust. So sometimes you receive stuff that you ain't justly supposed to be getting.